Typing.
Welcome to this week's In the Hot Seat, where we take the current tech news and put that in the hot seat and tell you whether it's hype or whether it's not. And welcome back to all our repeat visitors, and hopefully you'll encourage your friends to do the same. Right?
And welcome back to Jody. Come on, we got Jody.
Oh, and welcome back, Jody. You're right.
Welcome back to Jody. Yeah.
Welcome back, Jody. Yep.
I was just going to say, wait, hello. I've been gone for a week.
Hello. We just like
the show's star is back.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it because we only have 30 minutes, and now that we have more talkative people, anyway. So the first one, Zoom acquires Common Room. Now this happened on July 2nd, so it happened last week, but this is a really interesting one, an AI native go-to-market intelligence platform that unifies first-party data across CRM, product, marketing, and engagement systems with real-world buying signals into person-level buyer intelligence. I like that one. Activated by Roomy AI agents that handle account and contact research, message personalization, and prospecting. So the vendor claims brings buyers intelligence to Zoom AI's revenue platform, extending Zoom Revenue Accelerator from conversation capture and coaching into pre-call signal-driven buyer intelligence. This is an interesting move for them, and it certainly it opens them up into a whole different kind of set of competitors. And we are seeing a lot of consolidation in the market in general. But what do you guys think about this?
I'm going to jump in here since I've been silent for weeks. So sorry, guys. From a go-to-market, putting on my marketing hat and thinking about it from the outbound perspective as well. Are y'all getting some strange feedback? Is that from me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay. This to me is, while not new, right? I mean, this capability and technology exists in the marketplace. What to me is really exciting and interesting about this, if you think about all of the people that are using Zoom and how we use that from a pre-meeting, when we're doing webinars, when we're doing different events from a marketing perspective, and having that intelligence now to get the buy signals directly from within that one unified platform. As a marketer, it makes my marketing heart very happy, right? Obviously, it would be mostly US based since we have some restrictions in the EU, but it makes my marketing heart happy.
I mean, it is interesting context, right? Because certainly it is one of the most prevalent platforms for communication used by salespeople and prospects. But I mean, it does put them now in this kind of crossover world with like Gong and Clary and SalesLoft and others. Yeah. And most of them are already apps in the Zoom App Store. So this is capability that exists in some form or another. So, I mean, it does seem like a pretty crowded space, although it does certainly give them a more complete offering.
Well, you mentioned SalesLoft, right? And if you go back, SalesLoft and POCUS, they did, right? They did the venture. Yeah, I mean, the consolidation factor. So to your point, Michael, yeah, it's opening up a new competitive angle and a new space for them, but it's also opening up, I think we're going to see more acquisitions happening from their side, because to grow out their platform to compete with where they now are dipping their toe in the water, it's a pretty big space, and I think we're going to see more acquisitions announced.
Do you think they're heading towards being a RevOps platform? Is that where you think they're going?
Yes,
it does seem like that's where they're going.
Yeah.
From a Zoom perspective, it's just straightforward, right? So be poorly prepared, get into a sales meeting, and now all of a sudden, quote unquote, you get in well prepared and can guide Mike, Thomas, Christy into the direction you want to have them guided. in a prepared way. So this is for Zoom and Zoom customers.
Yeah.
This is very interesting, especially if
How,
they're already
how
using the
many of these
revenue.
larger organizations are actually in these acquisitions merging toward more or less the same thing, actually becoming more competitive with each other because
Yeah, of course.
I'm acquiring something I didn't have before. My competitors acquiring something they didn't have before. Are they kind of converging?
Of course. I mean, the time of the purebred, very niche specialists are gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're
I
right.
think, Thomas, here's one to wonder about too, and I'm curious what you think about this. But as you know, Slack is making a lot of moves. Salesforce is pushing Slack in more like an operating system anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if this doesn't increase that level of competition in from a space that maybe they didn't even really consider before.
Yeah, surely.
Especially with the MCP server they just announced yesterday, I think.
Well, you asked the question on, are they moving more into the revenue platform side, Christy, right? And one thing from a market standpoint, I guess, we have historically talked about things in terms of you have marketing, you have sales, you have customer success, right? And then it kind of blended together and to say, okay, these are all truly GTM. It's a GTM umbrella. Now you bring in, if you think about how those departments, how those individuals are working on their KPIs, right? We've moved away from the metrics of how many MQLs, everything is revenue centric, right? It's revenue from a sales standpoint. It's revenue from customer service. It's revenue from marketing. Always has been. Let's be clear about that, right? Every department was always working on bringing in revenue, but it was always termed differently. We always looked at it through specific lenses within the department. Yeah. Now it's truly, I think we're starting to hit more of an acceptance that revenue is the end all be all for every single department. And we're talking about it in the same way. So to your question, that positioning of a revenue platform makes sense, right? Because it's not a video conferencing platform. Yeah. It's not it's a revenue generation platform.
I mean, that is certainly one argument, one use case, right? So RevOps and having the intelligence embedded, that makes a lot of sense to me from that perspective anyway. But of course, this is all presuming that the integration is tight enough and is done soon.
Well,
right. And if with Jody,
then they just spend a whole bunch of money for nothing.
I'm just saying it's not pre-integrated, so it is an activity, right?
Yeah.
And if what Jody's saying, it kind of almost goes back to what we talked about last week when we were talking about things becoming more outcome focused, right? Mm-hmm. Revenue is definitely an outcome that companies are looking to serve. I'm wondering how outcomes now from these GTM tools play with outcomes that the product team is looking to put out there, right? And how do we start to tie that into all of this?
I mean, I think to elevate this to the broader discussion, I think the ROI discussion is so heated up right now in that world of we move from a pilot to production. Is the production activity actually a positive or a negative to the balance sheet? Revenue is a big focus around that. I mean, I think it ties in very well to that question, and that is certainly from an AI and agentic AI perspective, particularly the hottest, or at least one of the hottest topics of the summer, I think.
Yeah, well, still staying classic, to answer Christy's question, GTM without product is probably a failure. So GTM,
one would think,
somehow GTM needs to be, product needs to be part of it. So this acquisition is all about getting demand signals. So these demand signals should serve two purposes. One is prepare my sales reps who are talking to you, trying to sell you stuff that you probably don't want. Sorry. And
now.
And
you don't know that.
Part is, hey, there is a demand for something that we don't have.
Yeah.
Dear Jody, product lead, get this done, please, and hurry. So these are the two directly visible use cases for that, and for Zoom in order to be not pushed into a pure or get stuck in a pure communications corner where they will wither away actually, or would wither away actually. This makes perfect sense, because what is Zoom used for predominantly? Guess what? Sales calls.
Yeah. I mean, this is classic tech platform play, right? You start with a certain niche that you know, can dominate, and over time you add adjacent capabilities to build it into a broader platform. And that, from that perspective, it makes a lot of sense. The other thing I wonder about, and they didn't say this in the announcement, I don't know if any of you have heard, but what happens to Common Room standalone product? They have a lot of customers. I mean, is that point. And a lot of those customers don't use Zoom, or they use Zoom and something else. So you have to wonder what that's going to look like.
Well, they naturally should be moved towards Zoom instead of Teams or Google Meet or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's, or Slack. Again, I wonder about the Slack competitive move there. Of course, I mean, they're much smaller when it comes to the communication video conferencing side anyway, but they do have that capability and have had it for a while.
So I certainly do not see Salesforce core customers as the core audience for that. So where is this stuff strong? Where you already have Zoom, and especially where you have the revenue accelerator. If you are a Salesforce addict, then you probably would go another avenue.
So I think we should vote.
Yeah, that's what I was. So what do you think? What do you think, Jody?
I think from a overall, right, that's where I would do this, because it's there, right? It exists as a Zoom. I'm all in on the thumbs up. I think there's a lot of heat that can be generated from this one.
What about from a customer perspective, not from the vendor perspective?
From the customer perspective, I do think that it's still heat. I think there's a lot that people with that marketing and that go-to-market hat on are going to really get out of this.
Okay. Christy?
I'm with Jody. I think it's a thumbs up from the customer perspective, and regardless of which platform you're using, I think it's definitely a benefit to both of them. It gives them a lot more capabilities, and it starts to put them, especially if it's an SMB, right? It starts to put you now on that track to having a RevOps platform. And I think I'm all in for that.
Nope. Steve?
I'm also going to go up on that. They have, it seems to me like they have the ability to attract some of those, some of the existing customers over, and they're getting the benefit of the acquisition of the technology. So I think it's a plus from both sides.
Thomas?
Yeah, same. It's a move, because from a customer point of view, as a sales rep, which is probably the core audience right now, I know can get in prepared.
Yeah, and I go thumbs up too. To me, that having intelligence in context of activity is a really important thing when we think about the way we're moving forward in business. And Zoom's prevalent. Having intelligence built in your sales process, it seems like a positive to me. So yeah, I feel that way too. All right, let's go to the second one. So another acquisition story. HubSpot acquires Warmly. HubSpot agreed to acquire Warmly. It was announced a week or so ago. Known for person-level website intent identification and AI-powered go-to-market agents. Sounds familiar, huh? Terms undisclosed. Strengthens HubSpot's AI-powered sales platform by identifying in-market buyers earlier and letting agents engage and handle routine tasks, framed as pointing to the next generation of CRM. This goes back to behavioral-based activity and being able to take intent and do in near real-time activity to base on that. I mean, it is an interesting add-in. It's more than what HubSpot could do today. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, could I go? Because I just
Of
have so many
course.
thoughts on
I knew
this.
I know you're
Your
chomping
show,
at the bit.
Jody.
I know. Can you see? I was like, I have comments.
On second thought, Christy? No, sorry.
So this is taking me back decades ago when I was getting into some other competitive platforms to HubSpot that I shall not mention, but that had these capabilities in the platforms natively, right? Very excited, loved it as a marketer even back in the day. Fast forward, right? You get into all of the GDPR, CCPA. I mean, there's so much wrapped up in this one with regard to being able to leverage this for, especially when you market in the EU. It brings up a lot of challenges. Now, granted, HubSpot is taking care of that, right? They're going to make it so that that is all compliant. But again, with my marketing hat on, this is another win, right? Because when we started getting into all of the data and the compliance and the cookies and third party, as a marketing person, it really took away a lot of the programs that we were doing. And HubSpot did not have this, as you said, natively to compete with the other products that did. And now with this acquisition and with their target and who they're going after, I mean, it is a win, especially in my view, for the SMBs who really, they need that all-in-one encompassing tool. So I love it.
That's fair. I mean, person level intent and de-anonymization, that is extremely valuable. And it does certainly put them in competition with ZoomInfo and 6 Sense and others, right? I don't know, Thomas, what do you think?
I think it's extremely scary. I mean, from a techie point of view, I'm all in with Jody. Yeah? But on the other hand, from a customer point of view, I need to beef up my attempts in staying unidentified. Because if I the heck don't want to identify myself, then why the F do you try to do this? You don't have any right to do this. Yeah? None. Zero. Zilch.
Well, it depends on where you are. In the EU, that's correct. In the US,
no, you can't.
It's a little bit more questionable.
You don't have a legitimate right. You have the legal right, probably, but it's totally.
Well, that's what but I wasn't talking morally. I was talking legally.
Yeah, so,
can we just say you were kicking the hornet's nest getting Thomas going on this one?
Because, on purpose.
They are, of course, closing a significant gap that they had, which is they couldn't identify me as long as I didn't want to get identified. Now they can. And that is, welcome flock, right?
I mean, I would argue that there are an awful lot of places you can be identified already. I mean, I don't know about you, but I see creepy things happen all the time. Say something, and then all of a sudden the ad pops up. I don't know how that happened, but
getting that directly integrated is, as said, to me, this whole technology stack is totally illegitimate. Totally.
What portion of customers are going to feel like Thomas does? And
a lot.
I don't identify me.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the same old thing. I'm sorry, but Thomas, yes, he is sensitive to it. I mean, I have some sensitivity there and would notice, but an awful lot of people just want to do what they want to do. And as long as they get what they want out of it, they don't care. They don't really care. And I mean, if you ask them specifically, they'd say they cared, but do they really care? Behaviorally,
I don't think they care. Plastered and blasted with stuff that I don't want.
Okay, they're going to do it anyway. Hold on.
They're going to do it anyway. You're right.
Go ahead, Christy. Go.
This is what they want to use it for, to blast you with even more irrelevant stuff.
But they're going to do it anyway.
I wish they'd blast me with relevant stuff.
But that's idiotic of them, right? It's idiotic of them because that doesn't increase their conversion. Actually,
it would decrease it. Jump in. Go.
Yeah, well.
Somebody shut off his mic.
All right, go, Christy, because I really have to comment here.
Go.
They're going to identify you anyway. Whether or not this is built into a platform, they're just going to stitch it together. So from a customer of HubSpot perspective, I would definitely want this in my platform because this is one less integration for me. We're already going to get this information somewhere. So sorry, you're already being identified. They're just making it easier for you. Go ahead, Jody.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on this. And Thomas, you and I have gone rounds and rounds on this one for probably 2 years now.
We should do it again.
We should. But going back to the getting inundated with the offers that don't matter, right? That's on the marketing department. And that challenges a marketing department, and a good marketing department who is putting guardrails in and understanding what their ICP wants. Let's face it, who would not raise their hand and say, to your point, I don't want to be blasted, right? But hey, if you show me X, Y, and Z, I'm all in, right? Tailor my content so it's what matters to me. And I think we are slowly getting there with more people. I disagree. I think we are getting there in terms of processes that we're trying to implement.
You're getting away from it because it's getting easier and easier to blast out irrelevant stuff. It's getting cheaper and cheaper to blast out irrelevant stuff, and marketing departments deteriorate to advertising departments more and more. This means they are blasting more and more, and they get short-staffed as well.
Can I take a break and go get popcorn?
This is a no-go for me.
I disagree, because I think as the person sitting in that room and making those decisions in terms of the campaigns that you're running and talking with colleagues, my CMO colleagues, we all are trying to do more very targeted. We understand, look, AI, to you, what you just said, AI has made content generation so easy, so quick, and so crappy, right? Yep. You have to really work. You have to be mindful in that content that you're producing in AI in order for it to create a reaction that you want. Combine that with the right signal intent data, with the right individual intent data. That's a win-win. And that marketing, we're still held to numbers, right? Numbers matter. Doesn't matter if I'm blasting out a boatload of content and I'm sending you offers that you will never be interested in and you unsubscribe. That hurts me from a number standpoint.
Well,
so
I mean, this
mindful.
is the perfect argument between the U.S. and the EU for regulation, non-regulation. Like you're representing your geographies perfectly. but I question this. This is the one thing that always gets me in this conversation. And Jody, you'll get this one quickly, is that I actually want things to be individualized so that I get relevant offers. So if it actually took it there, because I don't know about the rest of you, but I get enough irrelevant offers every day that, and so if the offers were personalized, individualized, is that it arguably better for me?
I got to drop in here.
Why do I get more and more irrelevant shit?
Well, you already do that. I mean, that's every day.
All marketing departments are as ethically committed as Jody. And that's also the reason why regulations like HIPAA and GDPR are totally idiotic, because all marketing departments are so great. No, sorry.
I really need that popcorn now.
From a consumer standpoint,
we want to get to Walmart. We should put a vote now.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut to get to the next one.
From a consumer standpoint, I'm with Thomas on this. From the platform's perspective, I think it works very well for them. I'm not sure that I'm like Thomas. I'm getting way too much irrelevant stuff. So again, what if the marketing departments were really doing their job, as Michael commented, then I'd be getting relevant stuff.
Well, the thing is, they're doing their job as incented and with the tools they have. Right. So that's my argument. If the tools are better to individualize the offer, doesn't that improve everything and mean I don't get as many irrelevant offers?
Yes, let's
probably not. I probably still get a ton of them, but it's a hope anyway.
I'm going with heat all the way. I'm voting.
All right. So what do you guys think? Jody, you say you're a thumbs up on that one. Christy, what do you think?
I'm a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I like it.
up, down, maybe.
No.
He's a mix. He's a confusion. Thomas, what do you think?
Different personalities.
Thomas, I know.
at the same
I
time.
expect
let me surprise you right now. So far, I've spoken from the consumer angle, right? From the
Correct.
getting blasted at angle.
Yeah.
From the ones who now should have the technology to do things good. This is all in. However, Jody should change her CMO to CAO.
I don't want to know what the A stands for.
I'm not even going to ask. No, I'm definitely not going to ask.
Michael, how
actually,
are you voting?
No, I go thumbs up too. And because seriously, from a vendor to customer perspective, if this increases your capability to individualize accurately, that's a win for your business. So if you're a HubSpot customer, this improves that. To me, that is a win. Now, if I was answering from a privacy perspective, that answer could be very different, but we're not asking that question. So
I said from a business perspective, this is good. Could be
Okay,
good.
next.
Well, so the next one, this is kind of a combination of things. And this was this last sort of, as we keep talking about acquisitions, I had the list of a few that just happened that I thought were really interesting. One of them, Walmart, Vibes self-service connected TV ad platform. So Walmart connects commercial audiences with closed loop measurement aimed at full funnel advertising for SMB and mid-market brands. I mean, that's an interesting move for a reseller, but I don't know.
Well,
And there are a few others in here like True Foundry, Selden AI, Ingram, Nereal, Series A, Figma, and Bud. So there's a bunch of acquisitions, but the Walmart one particularly is an interesting vibe. Thomas, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, who's their main competitor? It's Amazon, right?
Target.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And we've seen Walmart go into tech several times.
Target is small fry. The real competitor is Amazon. And
with Walmart, I always see a certain amount of Amazon envy on their part. And I think they're looking at territory that's currently occupied by AWS and going, maybe we can get some of that. I mean, I've analyzed that competition for 25 years now, and Walmart definitely is. If Amazon is doing something, they want to see if they can figure out a way to get in there. They have, like I say, a certain amount of Amazon envy.
Well,
I mean, I would argue too that this does, from a Walmart perspective, this is unique. This gives them capability in a market that probably does reach a lot of their customer base. So,
actually, I'm going to bring up a point when this hit, and I started doing a little bit of research because I found it really interesting that when this acquisition was announced. But then I remembered Walmart bought Vizio. Right? If you remember, they bought Vizio in 2024, I think.
That's software nobody
like
uses anymore?
No, that's the TV, like the TV, the smart TV.
Oh, Vizio. Got it.
So if you go with that train of thought and you look at those numbers, which I looked up pretty quick. So I didn't vet this before the show, but the number that I found, there were 19 million active accounts in Vizio. That's not including how many people have Vizio TVs in their home. I think that number was like 90 million or 92 million, something astronomical. But now combine that with this ad platform and Vizio. And if you're a new Vizio customer, you can no longer have a standalone Vizio login. It has to be linked to a Walmart retail account, which is now an advertisement. I mean, to me, this was like, we should have left more time for this one because, again, I have so many comments to talk about.
Well, okay, we're almost out of time on this one, though. So
we're going full bore after Amazon here, so that's why I said Target is small fry. Target is small fry.
And I mean, they have done tech acquisitions for a while. So to be fair, I mean, Walmart is a tech company too. So there's not, arguably this does make sense from that perspective. All right. So let's vote real quick. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All the way.
Thumbs up. Very nice. Thumbs up from everybody. Hey, we did pretty good there. Yeah.
Same as the other ones. From a Walmart customer point of view, that's great.
Yeah.
From me, who I don't watch TV, this is, a bust.
Well, I mean, I'm much more likely to be streaming something on Amazon. But
Yeah.
all right, well, so that's all the time we have for today. Thanks everybody for joining. As you can see, we have some fun every week putting the news in the hot seat. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week for another episode of In the Hot Seat.
See.